Here we are, a couple of months into hurricane season, and so far, no hurricanes. Didn't the U.S. government say this hurricane season would be the most active in perhaps a decade, with a potential for 23 named storms? Here to tell us whether we can really breathe easy is Matt Rogers, president of the Commodity Weather Group. He is with us from Washington this morning. Matt, always nice to see you. Tell us, can we breathe easy? Is the worst of, or potentially the worst of hurricane season behind us?
Well, unfortunately, the worst of the hurricane season is typically still ahead of us. It's August 13th, and we still have 2 more months of the real intense part of the hurricane season to go. But you're right, there's definitely a disconnect out there between what the market is thinking and what the forecasters are telling the market. The forecasters are saying a real active season is still ahead of us, and the market, from a lot of the energy folks I've talked to, basically saying this season's a dud, really not expecting much of any concerns.
All right, I want to pick up on that point for a moment because, and bring up a chart that shows catastrophe bond prices. Matt, some of your clients are these kinds of people who bet on cat bonds, and as our viewers can see right now, right around June, when we saw that first tropical storm move into the Gulf, cat bond prices went way down. They have since recovered, and I just wanted to get a sense from you, is that what your clients are telling you, that they feel as though maybe the worst is behind us, potentially setting themselves up for a bit of a disaster if in fact you're correct and the worst of hurricane season is yet to come?
Yeah, I'm afraid so. There's definitely this perception. The hurricane season starts on June 1st, so it's been quite a while that we've been in this season, so I understand where that perception is coming from. But a good 90% of the hurricane season occurs between mid-August and mid-October. So your assessment is correct. There is a disconnect there, I think.
Matt, you've been watching weather patterns and temperatures on the surface of the ocean. Give us your latest assessment of what we're likely to see in the way of active storms.
Yeah, the water temperatures in the Atlantic right now are some of the warmest we've ever seen. Some of the indicators we look at over the past month are top-notch, very warm waters. The reason why the season has been quiet so far, partially due to climatology, but partially due to what I call an El Nino hangover. Upper-level winds aren't as supportive for development. That's going away, and so what we're still expecting is a very active season. We're thinking a total of 16 named storms, 10 hurricanes, and 5 of them being major hurricanes. And so far, as you mentioned at the beginning, we've had 1 hurricane so far. That was Alex in June. So far, so we think we have about 9 more to go between now and October.
Matt, as you know better than me, it is notoriously difficult to predict where the hurricanes are going to land, if not form. Can you give us any sense, based on wind patterns and surface temperatures in the ocean, where these hurricanes are likely to form and where they might make landfall?
Yeah, that's a great question, and you're right, it's very difficult. Right now, the weather patterns are set up such that we should start seeing more action coming out of the eastern Atlantic off the coast of Africa in the next 2 or 3 weeks. Now, these deep Atlantic Cape Verde storms, most of them should curve back out to sea. They may menace the East Coast, us folks here on the East Coast a bit, but most of them may curve out to sea. This may be a season where we don't see a lot of Gulf concerns until deeper into September and October. This reminds me a little bit of 1995, where we had a lot of Atlantic storms, and then the Gulf got very active by late September and October. I remember Hurricane Opal in 1995 was a big concern.
Okay, so the fact that we're seeing these weather patterns develop in the eastern Atlantic near Africa doesn't mean, for those who are concerned about the Gulf, that the Gulf is in any way safe.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they're safe. It only takes one of those storms to break free of the prevailing pattern, and then you've got trouble. So it's definitely something that everyone needs to keep a close eye on over the next 2 months.
It certainly is, Matt. Hurricanes, something I suppose you want to keep in the back of your mind as you head to the beach this weekend. Matt Rogers, president of the Commodity Weather Group, with us from Washington this morning.